back in the kitchen and we're moving on to lunch. So how does a potato and spinach curry sound?
Very good. Tara Walker, author of Good Food No Stress, has stayed with us. Hi again, Tara.
Hi,
Hi.
yes.
So there's a lovely alternative for a Sunday lunch?
Yeah, I suppose I would probably nearly call it more of a midweek meal in a way, in that it's, you know, people try to do meat-free Mondays and things like that. It's a really nice, filling way to do that, you know, but really flavourful. So I've just been toasting my spices here. I have cumin, coriander, some fennel seeds and just some black peppercorn.
Lovely.
And I know I've said it before on the show, but I always think it's better to make a curry paste from scratch.
Okay.
And I mean, I've made one before. I don't know if you remember, we did an Indian fakeaway once, and we used pre-ground spices. But because with the potato, it's a little bit on the bland side potato, so it needs some help.
Needs a lot of flavour,
Yeah,
yes.
so we're going to grind these down. If you wouldn't mind, Ian,
absolutely.
just you can grind those down. And I have my onions just sweating off here in a high burning point oil. I've used groundnut oil or sunflower oil. Rapeseed oil would be fine. And I'm going to make my curry paste here, which is very easy to do. So I have tomato puree.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't it lovely? There's nothing like fresh spices like that. So I've got garlic, ginger, some tamarind paste. And I actually brought a fresh tamarind to show you, just in case anybody hasn't seen it before.
Tamarind is amazing because it's so zesty. It's kind of like lemon, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you can't get it, use a little bit of lemon or lime zest.
Yeah, I couldn't get it.
But you know, you can buy it in the concentrate like this, or you can buy it in a block as well. So this is smelling lovely now. And
how long will this paste keep for if you were to make too much?
Again, a bit like earlier on, you know, pop it in into the fridge with a little bit of oil over the top. I actually freeze some of my other curry pastes in tiny little containers.
Good plan.
The reason being that, say if I'm using lemongrass or something like that, and then it's really handy during the week you get home from work, just take it out of the freezer, fry it off from frozen, you know.
Yeah.
So blitz that up then. I have red wine vinegar as well.
Those little handheld blenders are so
They
handy.
they're great.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without mine, I have to say.
Yeah, but the smell of that there.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't blitzed it down as well as I'd like, but I don't want to be making noise the whole time. So you can see my onions are just starting to soften. I would normally leave them a little bit longer, but we'll get the garlic in there now.
A lot of garlic there, Tara.
You know me and the garlic.
You love it.
But it's such a good way to flavour things, and it's so good for you, you know. And so I'm going to pop my potatoes in now.
So just raw chopped.
Raw chopped potatoes. And you could throw a few chickpeas in if you wanted as well to add to the protein.
Okay.
You could do some, do you know the red split lentils? I always keep those on my windowsill. You could pop a few of those
on the windowsill, why is that?
Just because it's kind of near where I cook.
Oh, right.
No particular reason.
I thought there was something with the sun coming through and opening it further or something. Yeah.
It's just that, because if I'm making soups, stews, curries, I just, you know, pop a few in. They're handy to throw in.
Okay.
So there's my curry paste gone in. Now, normally I'd fry that off a little bit more. And then we just cover it with some stock. I just always use the Marigold bouillon because it's, if I'm not using a homemade stock.
The most flavourful.
Exactly, and it's not too salty either, you know. So I find if you use some of the cubes, you tend to end up with really, really kind of salty results. So then I'm going to make a little raita just to go with it. So I have some Greek yogurt. Again, Greek yogurt really high in protein and low in fat, so it's a great thing to have in the fridge. It's got quite a long life in the fridge as well.
And it's a lovely taste to balance sort of the curry, isn't it?
Exactly. And Ian, we have some fresh mint. You might grab a few leaves there and we'll throw them in. A little bit of garlic as well. And we can
Don't be kissing anyone after this, anyway.
Well, unless they're eating it too.
Yeah, exactly. And we just stir that through. A little pinch of salt in. So we're going to pop that on top of the curry. So basically, when you bring this up to the boil and you simmer it for about 20 minutes to half an hour, depends on the potatoes, it will look something like this.
Ooh, looking forward
So
to seeing
what condition do you want the potatoes in? Like really soft?
Not too soft. Like, you don't want them
left
to
in them,
be mushy, you know what I mean? So I actually made this one last night, and I left it ever so short of cooked so that I could finish it off here. So now we just pop our spinach in at this stage.
They always say with curries, do it the night before and it's more
so much flavour.
Yes, exactly. So
and
all
the spinach reduces to nothing then, of course, isn't it?
Exactly. And all we're looking to do is just wilt the spinach in the heat of the curry. So I'm going to just pop, I just did a little bit of sticky basmati rice here.
Lovely.
And I just kind of steamed that. It's much nicer.
So where is this on the spiciness scale, this curry?
It's not too spicy. Now, you could up the spice if you wanted. You know, you could actually put more spice in if you liked. But I just find it's got a nice little kind of gentle spiciness to it, as opposed
filling,
to...
though, Tara?
I find it very filling. Like, potatoes are obviously filling. Like, they're full of carbs. And that's why I was saying the chickpeas or the red split lentils from the windowsill could go in, because they're lovely in it as well, you know, and they just bulk it out a little bit. So here's our rice.
And could you do couscous with that if you wanted to instead of the rice? Or?
Yeah, you could, absolutely. And in some ways, I mean, you don't, because it's a potato
don't need
curry.
anything.
Sometimes I just have a big bowl of it, but sometimes you might just like something to kind of, you know, counterbalance all the
And cheap
sauce.
as chips, Tara.
Exactly, really, really. I just think it's a great kind of Monday or Tuesday night meal myself. And
Okay.
Voila. Thank you
there
so
we
much.
go. And let's just top with a little bit of the raita.
You have a
And
taste
we
there,
can have a
Ian.
little taste, guys.
would
The
if I had
spoons
something
in
to
the
taste
little
it with.
pot here, yeah.
There we go.
There we
Have a
go.
spoon.
Mine is
Oh,
very,
yeah,
very
yeah.
hot.
Lovely. Thank you
There
very
we
much.
go.
That smells and looks delicious.
Good.
Thanks so much.
You're very
2 fab
welcome.
recipes today.